And welcome back to part 3 of What If Deku Was the Son of the Mean Man Lobo? So real quick, as just to address things that got brought up in the most recent part, someone did bring up and I did double check to confirm what I thought was true about the whole Muriel All Might thing. It was the fact that Nezumi did suggest. Is it Nezumi or Nezu? Either way, I just read it too. Nezu did suggest Muriel to be All Might's next successor. All Might also even pointed out that had he not found Midoriya, this guy probably would have been it. Now that being said, he didn't take notice of Midoriya before because Midoriya seems to have a quirk, all that. He did take notice of Midoriya in his entrance exam. So now he's at least got him on his radar. He wants to at least wait a little bit while before he's sure if he wants Midoriya to be the successor or if he's going to go with Mirio. Now, same person also brought up that All Might would have stopped the match. He didn't do it before because of his personal relationship with Midoriya. And that is actually very true. He should have stopped the match and by all accounts would have, except I have a feeling, and this is my take on it, Midoriya hearing the announcement would have just if he's like, all right, that's enough. I'm stopping this match, and all of a sudden, no, don't you dare! I know what I can take, and this is nothing. This is nothing. Don't you dare stop this, All Might. I need to show him you can't just treat people like this anymore. And I'm not going to I'm not taking this crap anymore from him. But believe me, I can handle it. No worries. You got that? He's got a smile. It's more of a confident smile. But you got that, All Might? And, he's looking again at Midoriya. He's like, Midoriya. Very well. But Bakugo, you're forbade from doing that again. By the way, he almost did stop the match, too. He was about to, right when Midoriya did his whole, his uppercut and destroy the upper deck of the lobby of that building. So he almost did, in fact, stop the match. He got stopped saying, wait, what? But I think Deku might have prevented that. And almost like, very well, I'll let the match continue. But if you try anything like that again, it doesn't matter what you say, I will be stopping the match. Because he is interested in Midoriya now. So that's how my mind kind of portrayed it. Or saw it. I probably should have explained that prior, so I apologize for that. Meanwhile, though, after the fact, again, all the slice of life stuff would kind of go down the same way. Now, Midoriya probably is probably enjoying just being friends with people because he probably didn't have a lot of friends. We know original Deku really didn't have a lot of friends. And not because he was like a loser per se, but because Bakugo kind of made that hard. Like no one really wanted to associate him. He was quirkless. Here, it's more that he kind of came off a bit of like a delinquent, despite the fact he actually still had very good grades and actually did study hard. Kind of like an Ichigo a little bit. Like, Ichigo has friends, but he's also kind of got the tough guy act on him, where people don't screw with him a bit. Here, though, people are just like, yeah, awesome. It's great to be with you. So he's just kind of hanging out. I don't think he's necessarily trying to get with Ochako at this time, but he does like her, and he's just trying to get to know her. But we got the USJ incident coming up, and they're driving out there. They're on the bus. They get in there, and obviously Kurogiri and Shigaraki and everyone shows up, teleports him away. Now, Midoriya is probably a little bit more like Bakugo here, where he actually does kind of want to square up on him, but he can't. And so he gets sent to the flooded area with Asui and Mineta. Now, when they talk about their quirks, Deku does explain how he's never quite understood what his quirk is. All he knows is he's altered his appearance to look the way it does. It also gives him enhanced physicality, durability, and regeneration. So I'm really strong. He could probably lift a car without too much difficulty. That's how strong he is. Again, he's not anywhere near All Might strength. He doesn't have one for all levels of strength. At least not at this time, unless I decide to give it to him, which I haven't decided that yet. But he's still, like I said, he's probably above Sugar Rush at this point. And Sugar Rush can easily smash through concrete walls, multiple concrete walls. Yeah, he's extremely powerful. So yeah, he can certainly lift a vehicle, I think. So the problem with this scenario is that when they go to try to fight the villains, Deku doesn't have the strength to basically just cause that crater, to basically cause that whirlpool by firing at the water by just throwing a punch. However, he is more than willing to tussle with the villains because none of the villains that are attacking them are really physically like strength-based villains or durability villains. And Mineta even says, "Midoriya, grab onto this!" And he's like using his sticky balls as a whip. So he's like, he starts whipping Midoriya around. It's like Midoriya's bouncing out the boat and like using the sticky balls to kind of like wink, like almost like a rubber band bungee jump, but in reverse, boing, but he's just boo, 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 boo. Come on! He's kind of getting into it. One of the things about Midoriya is he doesn't have a bloodlust, but he does like a good fight. He actually is someone who likes to brawl. It's like, it's like, all right, let's get out of here. And so they show up just in time to help, save Aizawa, all that. Now, obviously, Asui, is about to get hit by Shigaraki. He's like, Sue! And I think he's also casual with Sue. Because she wants him to call him Sue, he calls her Sue. And that's the thing. Shigaraki, the only problem here is that, he's fast enough that when the Nomu tries to smash, because the Nomu's got a hold of Aizawa, we know that Midoriya initially rushed in to try to land a shot on Shigaraki, but the Nomu got in the way and it just absorbed the hit. But Midoriya's whole physicality is different. He actually moves fast enough that even the Nomu wasn't able to react in time. So Shigaraki actually takes a good crack in the jaw from Deku. It's like, get away from her! Maybe he even calls out Smash because he's still a fan of all matches. Smash! It's like, do you just say Smash? Are you an All Might fan? You're fast too. I'll give you that. I didn't see that coming. Nomu even was surprised by that. But you're gonna have to do. And he's like, kind of correcting his jaws. He's talking like, "Oh, that really hurt." And so Nomu comes in again. Midoriya just kind of comes up. I was like, bring it! And burns it. You're gonna have to do better than that, kid. Nomu actually bats him, like just hits him, and Midoriya's his whole ribs are just cracked. Even if he's half Zarnian and his bones are like denser than normal, which probably is the case. We don't know how dense, like, say, Lobo's bones actually are, but if he can take the damage he takes from individuals, goes toe-to-toe with Superman, all that, his bones must be extremely dense, so half of that biology is there. But even so, like, Midoriya's ribs are just cracked. He's coughing up. Son of a... It's like, crap. And then, do not fear, for I am here. Now, big thing about this fight is that because he didn't go past his limits in the fight with the Sludge Master, and the fact that he actually still does have One for All, he's probably doesn't have that 10-minute time. Well, actually, it wasn't even 10 minutes at that point. It was like down to like 5. He doesn't have that time limit issue here. I mean, he's still got a time limit. He does. But he's probably more in the neighborhood of like 10 to like 15, 20 minutes at least. So he could actually still have this fight, duke it out, take out the Nomu, and still effectively intimidate Shigaraki. And so ultimately, now maybe real quick, a villain's try to like attack him, and All Might like struggles a little bit because he's nearing his limit, and that's when Midoriya gets back up and like boom, cracks a villain in the face. Like, he can still get back up. Ugh! Come on, you think something like that could put me down? You're gonna have to do better than that. It's like, believe it. It's just like a Naruto. Just like, huh. And he just smiles. And it's like, smile like a real hero after all. I'll have to talk with this boy Midoriya after all. But and then obviously Kurogiri gets Shigaraki out of there. And so All Might and everyone's recovering. He comes in, finds Midoriya, and says, young Midoriya, I've been meaning to talk with you. Me? Look, if it was about the whole thing with the USJ, look, we were trying to defend ourselves. Like, I'm not going to say I don't like a good scrap, but that was not, no, you did well, Midoriya boy. You were all put in a scenario where you were not prepared for what was happening. So you had no choice but defend yourself. I was impressed too. From what I heard, you stood up to that Nomu character and Nomu and Shigaraki character without ever hesitating. It's like, well, I mean, they were in trouble, and Sue was in trouble, so I couldn't let her just get hurt. It's like, indeed. Yeah, and Tell me something though, Midoriya. When that happened, did you know you had to? Did you know you had to help him, or did something else happen? Did something else happen? Well, I mean, I knew I had to help him, but I kind of just moved on my own before anything, and before I even thought it. It's like I figured as much. You know what makes a real hero, Midoriya? It's like, what? There are many different stories about heroes in our society, how they came to be, but the majority of them started like this. When the time came to act, their body moved without them even thinking about it. And Midoriya's now he's hearing someone he's really looked up to all these years, just like, and even though he's not a crier, he is getting the tears. It's like Midoriya, you're not just a hero. You could be the best hero among them. You could be the best there ever was. To catch them is your real test, and to train them is your cause. Sorry, I was watching Pokemon earlier, Midoriya. But no, seriously, and Midoriya's like, Midoriya's like, I'm sorry. It means a lot coming from you. I don't cry. I don't cry. Only my mom see me cry. Okay. I'm good. There's something I want to ask you, Midoriya, but I need to wait. The sports festival is coming up, and I need to know for certain just about it. I want to see how you perform in there, Midoriya, before I make the decision I'm going to make. You want to take me under your wing? Like, really? Is it not in a manner, Midoriya? There's something I want to do for you, but it involves you doing something for me. There's someone else I'm having my eye on as well, but I need to be sure about this. So I'll see you in the sports festival. Do your best, all right? And I'll see you then. Prove to me that you're worthy, Midoriya boy. The sports festival. Now, again, he keeps working out for the sports festival. Training, getting stronger. That's just the way it is. I don't know how quickly he would advance with his Zarnian physiology, or at least half Zarnian physiology, but he would advance more quickly, I'd imagine. And obviously Shinzo comes to challenge Class A, or Class 1A. And then the sports festival happens. And at first it's the decathlon. Is it decathlon? Basically, and it's the race, basically. And obviously Shoto comes in, destroys the zero pointer, and they're all like, whoa. Midoriya's physiology, though, means that he's already kind of moving faster than a lot of the other individuals. Like, he's booking it. Ida's still technically faster than him. In fact, I would not even say technically. I'd say speed to speed right now, but Ida is faster. He is. And he probably will stay faster for a good while because Midoriya's not a speedster. Unless I give him one for all and he ends up getting gear shift, in which case then you could say he's far faster than him, but we're not there. And so, that being said, I think Midoriya still manages to make a good number one spot because I still think he uses the tactic of, because he's still very smart. And if anything, he's got Lobo's genes in him. Now, I don't know if Lobo being Zarnian translates to his intelligence. They were an intelligent race. So, but it can't hurt. And so he's and he kind of like, he jumps immediately off of the door in midair and just rushes to, yeah, woo! And then it's I can't remember, was it the human horse race? I can't remember exactly what it was called, but which was him, Ochako, Tokiyame, and May, I think is her name. The crazy inventor girl, whose name I can never remember. Anyway, her. Now, unfortunately for him, this does go about the same. His abilities do not lend itself to any sort of protecting the headband scenario. But that means they still end up going to the finals, all that. It's at this point now as I'm watching you. I'm watching you, Midoriya boy. I keep saying Midoriya boy, but hey, Midoriya boy. Let's see what you can do, Midoriya. And I don't think Endeavor has the same, kind of heart-to-heart with him here as heart-to-heart. I don't think he confronts him here. Maybe he does, because his powers aren't the same as All Might, but he's certainly probably the physically strongest in the entirety of Class 1A. So he is the closest thing to All Might, and All Might is clear. He's probably maybe seen All Might talk to the boy once or twice now at this point. Maybe he met with Midoriya before the sports festival, like in the lodge. Just do your best, okay? It's like, I won't let you down. It's like, and then maybe he confronts him afterwards. All Might's taking an interest in you. You think? Yes. Well, my son's goal and purpose is to surpass All Might, so don't let me down. Do your best against him. You'll be a good hurdle. It's like, I'm not All Might, and your son isn't you. And this Midoriya probably even has a lot more of a try me. You may be the number 2. You may burn me to cinder, but I'm getting hit before you roast me. He's like, oh, I'll take you on right now if I have to. But before that, obviously, happens the fight with Shinso. Now, this is very important because in the original, it was the vestiges of One for All that forced out for One to activate, One for All to activate, broke Midoriya's finger to basically snap him out of it, and caused a lot of pain. Here he doesn't have that. And so he still gets caught in Shinso's mind control. And he's like, you little... And it's like, got you. No, you idiot, Midoriya. I can't move. What is this? But here's the thing. Lobo is, as he puts it, he's too ornery for things like mind control to work on him. And it's like, he's not immune to it. Someone like, say, Martian Manhunter could theoretically do it. But he's got such high level resistance and he's literally got so much willpower he can literally walk through a Green Lantern construct that the question just comes down to, is that Lobo's personality or is that Zardian DNA physiology kicking in there? I'm personally inclined to think it's a little bit of both. Definitely part of Lobo's personality, no doubt about that. So at least with the Green Lantern construct, a huge amount of willpower. You need to be able to do something like that and resist mind control. But it's possible that also comes in physiology. Martians, for example, are natural psychics and telepaths, so their natural physiology allows them to do things like that. So being Kryptonian, he can put mental blocks. Even Batman, being a human, has so much willpower that he can resist a lot of forms of mind control. Not all of them. And has even created backups for if his mental faculties just went to shit, if he's gone rogue, taking control, all that. So I say all that to say that Midoriya probably starts walking, and if I should have read what Shinso said. I think Shinso basically kind of maybe says something along the lines of, it's like, you lost this. You guys have it so easy. Just now time for Class 1B to take charge. And that's where Midoriya actually says, keep walking. And Midoriya's and what? And Midoriya finally just actually snaps his own finger. Just, what did you say? Now, Midoriya, I've never truly, I think, said what his attitude is like. I think I've given an idea that he's kind of a troublemaker, kind of a not true punk, delinquent type, but he does have a bit of a temper, an attitude, all that. But he generally can keep it in control, especially for his mom's sake, all that. But in scenarios like this is where the whole guy who's willing to get into fights with Bakugo, or maybe even go on and try to take Endeavor if he tried to do anything, comes out to play. It's like, what did you say? It's like, easy. You think I've had it easy? I have been rejected by everyone in my grade school. It's grade school because of one person thinking he was better than everyone else, caused me tried to think he was try to usurp his dominance over me, which made me fight back like anyone would. And then when you and kind of looking like this, and because of and he's got the red eyes, which honestly, red eyes would be kind of like he looks a little demonic. And because I look like this, everyone's just steer clear from me. You think I've had it easy? Easy? You think you're the only one suffering? And she's just trying to respond. And every time he does, Midoriya's now gotten so angry that his dad's orneriness is kicked in. It's like, it's just not taking. It's like, because mind control is very rare in the My Hero world. There are, I think there's maybe one or two other forms of it we've seen. But it's not an infallible construct in this world. So it's like, it's like and then Midoriya just rushes next time, and he's just next time, and just like he doesn't even say, he just and just It's like, next time maybe you should think before you try to talk, try to think, play victim. Not everyone's had it as hard as you, and not everyone's had it as easy. Everyone's got their own stuff to deal with. So don't try to guilt shame me into feeling bad for you. And he just and finally Midoriya. That being said, Midoriya does hear him out and all that. He still hears like what his issues were. Maybe he yells at him. It's like, yeah, or maybe he's still. Maybe it's like a weird Naruto Neji moment. Maybe that's what it is. Where just like, I failed the bell test every time, or all that. Neji's talking about fate, and so Deku hears him out and just like, and just walks over and is like, look, I get what it's like to be different, and I get what it's like to be judged for something that was never yours to be in control. But that doesn't mean you should be blamed. That doesn't mean you get to blame others for it. If you want to be a hero, you got to be better than that. That's what I'm trying to do, anyway, at least. And she just kind of looks at him. You really are something, Midoriya. And they just have smiles. And there's a big rush saying, not bad, kid. And All Might's looking, not bad. And so you get through the next set of matches, and then Midoriya versus Shoto happens. And they're squaring off. She's like, And Midoriya's fingers long healed. Again, insane regeneration. I'd imagine like a finger, that takes maybe like a minute to just reset. All right, just don't move it for a few seconds. Maybe it's like he cracks it. Maybe just like does like a thug. Is like, okay, we're all good. Midoriya not having one for all here, or like the fire quirk I gave him in the first series, or even the Ninetales, does make this fight harder. Absolutely. Now, what luckily he has under his to his advantage here is the fact that he is agile and fast. Like he's also able to crack ice. He is able to break ice. It's not like now if it's like that giant iceberg that Shoto created. No, he can't do anything against that. But like just a giant thing of ice here, like the size, like what we see him throw at Midoriya. That's what it has capability of destroying. Bigger pieces, he might even break his hand against. Just poof, poof. Eventually, he's able to come in, just get right in front of Shoto before he just puts up the walls. Like, damn it, my fingers! Then Shoto does an arc. And he accidentally impales Midoriya. It's like, oh my god! And even shows like, Midoriya, Midoriya, give up right now before this gets any worse. It's like, you're joking, right? And it's like, what? Because no one's actually, even Bakugo doesn't know the full extent of how well Midoriya can heal himself. He's seen it because they got into fights before. But he first off, he's just like, and now, like I said, this one will probably take a couple minutes. Like the bleeding relatively stops quick, but it does take a couple minutes to fill in. But even Shoto can like look on it and actually see it slowly closing up and things melting. And it's like, sorry, I've always had a pretty good healing factor, to say the least. But if there's any consolation, Shoto, man, that hurts. Because his pain tolerance would be insane too. And now Midoriya's probably been not going all out to just gauge him. He's like, all right, you want to see what I can fully do? He's gonna start just, and he finally lifts up some tiles. Like, let's go! And Shoto's now just like throwing up an ice wall. Midoriya's just boom, boom, boxing, Hulk style boxing, loving this. It's like, got you. And so he throws up the wall. This time, though, with the remaining rock, he shatters the wall and just cracks him right in the face. He throws up the wall again to block himself. We're going out of the ring. Midoriya's wound's all healed up right now. And Midoriya's now he's having a good time. He's realizing something. He's not using his fire. It's like, why aren't you using your fire, Shoto? I'm not going to use it. Is this because of your dad? It's like, what do you know of my father? He spoke to me earlier saying I should give you a good fight. It's like, so that's what you're doing? And it's like, so to use your fire. Everyone else is trying. I'm giving you everything I got right now. I've only barely been able to land a punch. I've only managed to land one punch at you. You're that good. But and it's a similar conversation what we have here, except Midoriya's now pissing. It's the thing I think maybe he also does a little bit of a like, yeah, you want to prove you're gonna be a good hero when you're only using half your power. You're not gonna be a good hero, and because he's smart and it's like, really, you're never gonna use your fire, not once, is that right? Because it's his, you say. All right, what happens when you might find a villain who can beat your ice but can't beat your fire? You're never going to use your fire then to save a family just because, on principle, just because of him? To which Shoto, because it's a really basic argument to put against Shoto. Like, seriously, dude, like, it's like, you're going to let a family die because you could beat them with your left hand, but not your right? Like, that's not a good hero, Shoto. That's not being a good hero at all. And Shoto doesn't quite have a comeback. He's like, I don't need to be lectured by you. I will not use his power. It's like, it's not his. It's yours. Your power, damn it. And then he remembers, or what, his seeing All Might on TV. Whatever you do, the power is yours. To a little Captain Planet. That's right. I remember. When did I forget? And as yes, Shoto. And and Deku's just looking, he's like, that's it. Maybe I shouldn't have goaded him so much. And All Might's again looking, like, Midori, are you trying to save young Shoto? Young Todoroki? and he's still got a smile on his face, but he's like, man, Midoriya, frankly, does not have a good counter for fire. He can actually fight the ice rally. Again, he can just brute force through that shit if he has to. Doesn't have a good answer for fire, and he's kind of aware of that. It's like, this might not have been the best. You wanted my best, Midoriya. Then here it comes. It's like, fine. And he just pulls up 2 more tiles, just poof. It's like, let's go. You get the music. And Midoriya has to think quickly. He, in an instant, throws the concrete right in front of each other. And it's anime, so you could have this happen. They line up perfectly and just boom, launches it into the fire to offset some of the attack. And then boom, it gets really hurt, but still manages to crack Shoto with everything he's got in this left hook, which unfortunately means and Shoto hits the ground. I think, though, unfortunately, Midoriya still gets knocked out here, and Shoto manages to hit the ground in the ring. Now, granted, his jaw is basically it's a dislocated minimum. Might obviously now Recovery Girl could come in, he'll have and the Midoriya, when we see Midoriya, his hair's gone. Like most regenerative healing factors, for whatever reason, his hair will grow back. You ever notice that, by the way? The hair grows back? What's that? I mean, I guess it's part of your body. I guess that works. But then you get Old Man Logan. Granted, in Old Man Logan, his hair's not growing. His healing factor's slowing down, so I guess he can wear the shortcut style, regardless. But yeah, like his body, like his face is surprisingly fine, but his entire body is burnt. Like he's got 4th degree, but like has skin's gone, his jacket's on, skin's gone, muscle is exposed. Everyone is is like just horrified by what they're seeing. But then they're also seeing that he is healing, but he's not passed out. Like, oh, this is bad. Oh, I haven't been this injured in a while. Wait, he's been in there here. Like some people, Recovery Girl even here. So you've been this injured before? Once in grade school when Bakugo got really pissed. He got detention for a week for that though, so it was worth it. And she does see, you're healing up on your own, but allow me to speed up the recovery. And she aims for a and it's like, oh god, that feels better. Woo. Thank you, Recovery Guy. Here, have some candy. Don't ever do that again, unless you're in your hero career. Don't ever do that again here. There's children watching, remember? Oh crap, yeah, sorry about that, kid. Sorry. But surprisingly, everyone's still cheering for us. Like, that was awesome. And so you get the end of the sports festival, but I think we have a big impasse coming up here. Because, obviously, Deku went with Gran Torino in the original on All Might's bequest. Or request, I should say. Does he go here? Does he? But the more important thing is, has All Might. I think All Might's seen what he needs to know to make his decision here. And so in part 4, that's when things are going to go a little off the rails. So keep your eyes out for that. Until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Later.